Hello, this is Spellbinder's report of the Unfiltered News Reality Zone headlines, compiled by G. Edward Griffin. As you can see, this is for March 12th through the 18th, 2011. And you can see that there's different indicators here. See a little camera, that means there's a video or slideshow attached. Speaker indicates audio, and so on. And this is how the news goes for the day. U.S. Would you like to know if radiation levels in the U.S. begin to rise above normal? Here is a map featuring Geiger counter readings in almost every state. It updates every 3 minutes. Radiation Network 2011, posted March 18th. And it's very informative. You need to check that out if you're along the West Coast, because they're in the blunt of the exposure to the radioactive fallout from the reactor 3, which would be the second wave coming in. Okay, next is the UN votes to back military action against Libya. Airstrikes could come from France and the UK, with US jets joining in later. The UN resolution includes freezing the assets of the Libyan National Oil Company and the central bank. No one likes Gaddafi, but the UN is supposed to be a peacekeeping organization, not a war-launching one. The UN Charter forbids intervening in the internal affairs of countries. That's exactly what it was created to do. Daily Mail, March 18th. Another one. Japanese yen has risen to historic heights just before the trio of tragedies last Friday. Now the picture has changed. G7 group of 7 industrialized countries promises to support Japan's recovery by intervening in the currency market. Japan's central bank has pumped $470 billion of newly created money into the system to stimulate borrowing for the reconstruction. It is difficult to understand news like this because the words are deceptive. When G7 says it will support Japan, that means it will not retaliate against, or when Japan pushes down the value of its money, Japan will deliberately create massive inflation by drastically expanding the money supply, and this will drive down the value of the yen in currency markets. The Japanese government likes that because it makes their exports cheaper to other countries. That boosts their export sales, but only at the expense of the Japanese people, who then are crushed by inflation. Governments and corporations don't care about that as long as sales are good. Next, that was Yahoo, March 18th. Next is a list of 27 signs that the mainstream media and Japanese government are downplaying severity of the Japanese nuclear crisis. Economic collapse. March 17th, U.S. Department of Homeland Security demoted a whistleblower who disclosed that DHS has obstructed freedom of information requests from watchdog groups and journalists. The Department of Homeland Security is obsessed with obtaining information on the general public, but doesn't want the public to have information about itself. Isn't that so? That is so true. Yahoo, March 17th. U.S. potassium iodide that can help protect against radiation exposure has sold out due to fear of nuclear fallout from Japan's damaged reactors. Read here to find other supplements and foods that can contain iodine. Natural News, March 16th. Next is federal agents arrest medical marijuana growers in Montana, alleging that they are part of a large-scale drug trafficking operation. Medical marijuana is legal in that state. A clash between federal and state regulators is likely. Yahoo, March 16th. Next, U.S. income taxes for all Americans was relatively low until the 1940s. Since the 1980s, the super wealthy have enjoyed steadily decreasing taxes because of complex loopholes and deductions and exemptions written into the tax code. Yahoo, March 16th. This would be a very good article to read to understand how the super rich banksters and all get away with their taxes and we can't, because we're not them. And here also, CIA agent in Pakistan shot 2 men and was charged with murder. Obama administration claims the agent is a diplomat and has diplomatic immunity. The agent was released when relatives of the victims were paid $2.3 million compensation, money that came from billions of dollars the Pakistan government receives annually from the American taxpayers. Pakistanis are rioting in the streets over the issue. Daily Mail, March 16th. U.S. drones are now flying over Mexico in a joint program to monitor drug trafficking along the border. That's right, they're using their technology to make sure what they need to get through gets through and others don't. That's the way I see the drug war going. It's a money-making scam. Video. Japanese doctor who survived Hiroshima as a child explains dangers to Japanese people who are exposed to radiation and cesium contamination in food. UK. 2 girls aged 4 and 6 are arrested by police for picking daffodils. That's right. Not allowed to pick daffodils on public property. You could go to jail. And it was in a public park. The parents were warned that they could be arrested for criminal damage to public property. Collectivism at its finest. That's what collectivism does. It takes away your freedoms and gives it to them only. So they can say, today you will wear brown, or anyone not wearing brown will be executed. That type of law is what's coming down the pike at us. Obama administration proposes the copyright crackdown law that uses Patriot Act as an authority to wiretap people suspected of copyright infringement to combat terrorism, of course. Yeah. Control freaks to the core. I'm telling you, we allowed the control freaks to take over the world. And they're showing you what they can do as a control freak organizations. People. Another video. U.S. Big Ag corporate industrial farming lobbies to make it illegal to secretly film animal abuse. The law would carry up a 5-year jail term and a $7,500 fine. Take a look at these video clips and you'll know why. They do not want to criminalize cruelty to animals. They want to criminalize documenting it and showing the people that these animals are horribly treated before their death. The Activist Post, March 15th. U.S. EPA plan to drop Earth's temperature by 1 degree through regulations will cost $700 trillion. Yes, you heard it right. $700 trillion. It might as well be a quadrillion. 7 times the gross production of the entire world. It will cost everyone everything. For a year you cannot get paid and eat. So they can pay for this. That's 7 times the gross production. You had to do it for 7 years. Even the EPA admits the price is absurd, yet the target date to accomplish this is 2100, and the plan proceeds. Only the most naive can continue to believe that this has anything to do with climate. It's all about money and political power, period. And it is. This is a Win article, March 14th. And it is. That's all it is. It's a control freak's dream here. They can tell you that the hydrogen monoxide is a deadly poison, and anyone caught with it or using it will be executed immediately. You know what that is? That's water. H2O. That's right. That's just water. Dihydrogen monoxide. Go out to a Greenpeace with a clipboard protesting it, and you'll get a bunch of signatures from a bunch of people that don't know what the hydrogen monoxide is, which is water. It's like you can use salt, sodium chloride, and go out these places and people will sign petitions against table salt. Anyways, The U.S. Republicans consider cutting $9 billion in funding to the EPA to curb its power to regulate greenhouse gases based on phony global warming science. We shall see if their talk turns into real action. Washington Post. Alrighty then, here we go. Another video. U.S. SWAT team invades home of Walter Reddy, leader of the Committee of Safety, a non-violent pro-constitution organization seeking to restore state militias and sound money. No search warrant was produced and no charges made, but personal property was stolen. Not taken, it was stolen in that case. It's a YouTube video, March 14th. Within 24 hours of the quake in Japan, Grist magazine exploited the tragedy by implying that global warming was to blame. The headline read, "Today's Tsunami, this is what climate change looks like." The reader reaction was so strong they quickly changed the headline and posted an apology. This is encouraging because only a year ago most people would have accepted the propaganda as truth. The public is awakening. Grist posted on March 12th. Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker video explained necessary budget cuts that affect unions. Either workers must contribute more to their pensions and health care or thousands of people will have to be laid off. That's a fact. That's so true. That's why he had to do the draconian thing he had to do. They don't have no money for you. You either not have a job at all or have a job and have to pay a little more for your pension and stuff. I mean, it's your choice. YouTube, March 12th. Australia. New research shows that in 2008 seasonal flu vaccine may have increased the risk of contracting swine flu. That's right, you can get the swine flu from the vaccine. University professor says drug companies and politicians have caused overuse of the vaccine in healthy people and call for a review of Australia's vaccine policy. The government has ignored him. ABC News, March 12th. U.S. federal bureaucrats are coming for our light bulbs. Former President Bush signed a law mandating that manufacturers can no longer make 100-watt incandescent bulbs starting in 2012, followed by 75 watts in 2013, 60 and 40 watts in 2014. Some members of Congress are rumbling about repealing this law, but even if they did, Obama would not sign the measure. Economic collapse, March 12th. Precious metals, sound money are making a comeback. 13 states currently have sound money legislation pending. Self-reliance by individual communities and state is on the rise. Nethercorp, March 15th. This is a good thing. Like I said, to pay a couple $100 bill in paper, all you need is about 5 silver pieces, and that's all you need. I mean, look at the inflation of the dollar. Union myths. This is an excellent analysis how unions with support of Obama administration are trying to take away the right of workers to decide if they want a union to represent them. Not surprisingly, the bill is called Employees Free Choice Act, which does just the opposite of what it says. JWR posted March 12th. 1 out of 4 people in this country is mentally imbalanced. Think of your 3 closest friends. If they seem okay, then you're the one. Good one. That's it for the headlines. Well, this is Spellbinder reading you the headlines for this week and letting you see what was going on. This was a good one here for this week. I am going to leave it here. I'm going to say my goodbyes and see you next time. This is Spellbinder's Reports. Unfiltered news headlines. Until next time, good day and be good or be good at it.